Good morning, everybody. Just thought that I would check in real quick. I had my first ever tarot card reading with Jessie Retro Reacts last night. Those of you out there will probably know her. She's the one that's been doing all the readings on Foodie Beauty to kind of get an idea of where that train wreck of a storyline is headed for her, prospectively. And I was very highly surprised. I mean, she did talk about some things that I already knew, obviously. It's applicable just because it talks about past, present, and future. Oh, I'm sorry. But, I mean, as examples, she talked about the fact that I feel stuck, and I do. I have felt stuck for a while now, probably since the middle of the initial COVID wave. Like, I felt like no matter what I was doing, I wasn't making any forward motion. Despite the fact that I was making moves, you know, I bought my third rental property, and went through the whole process of renovating and redecorating and buying new items for it, and yet I still felt like I was kind of stuck here. I did not really tell anybody because I haven't had the chance to yet, but I'm going to give you kind of the Reader's Digest version. I'm from a very small town in northern Florida, which really isn't known for much. The people in Florida who drive I-10 would probably know it because it is a humongous speed trap. Everybody that I've ever met that happened to know where it is, it's because they've gotten pulled over here. And we've produced a couple of professional ball players, a football player, a baseball player, the drummer for a band who is really not overly popular anymore, but carried a lot of steam through the 90s and 20s. We're all born and raised here. But there's really nothing here. There's really nothing here. So she hit the nail on the head with that one. I mean, it hit me hard like that. I'm like, okay, this girl's, I have a feeling she might know what she's talking about. Some of the things that she brought up that I did not know, but I was also acting on, was the fact that she said a big part of what is going on with me is I need to start being more open and vulnerable and honest with people about the things that are going on with me and in my life. And that for me to attain the goals that I have laid out for me, and for me to get any kind of reward for the actions that I've taken over this time frame, it will require those steps for me to be open and honest. So here we are, and the thing yesterday with the sky being bright pink, and me feeling like I turned a corner, and she agreed that I have to some extent turned a corner. So it's good to know that I'm not just walking around feeling strange, you know. She pointed out that I need to start establishing better boundaries, which is going to come with the being open, honest, and vulnerable, because and I expressed this to her, and I expressed it to you guys, I really have not been able to actually say the things that I need to say about how I feel with the people around me that are closest to me, and it's because of just the circumstances and who my mom was to this community. So it's very tricky. But, so, what she did say, which I thought was kind of blew me away a little bit, is she said that as a part of being open and vulnerable, that I should be ready and willing to accept new people, new community coming into my circle, which is interesting because I had not mentioned at all that I had started a YouTube account or that I would be vlogging. So this was completely out of left field in relation to what she's telling me. I wasn't expecting it at all. She's very good. I would highly recommend her. She was very, very sweet. In the process of this whole reading thing, this actually took me into very painful places emotionally in relation to the discussion with my mom dying and situations with my dad. And I ended up ugly crying for a minute, and then I apologized to her and told her I love you. I love you now. Because, you know, I felt like she understood where I was coming from, even though, you know, she were not actually in my shoes, you know, as it were. And she actually said, no, it's okay. I love you too. She's like, I'm a water sign. So, you know, let the tears flow. That's what I'm here for. It's all good. Don't worry. But at this point, she has reaffirmed for me that, some changes are needed. That I'm going to have to quit messing around and actually push myself a little bit more than I have been. I've decided to move, and you guys will get to see the new place and everything. Obviously, I'm not scared of showing you guys the inside of my house. And I have already started that process. I have the place that I'm in here, my little country house, that has been my house for probably about the last 20 years or so. I have gone through and done that trash, keep, donate type of situation. And gotten rid of everything. I mean, right now I have a week's worth of uniforms. I have a week's worth of clothes. I have a couple of pairs of shoes. I have flip-flops. And then I have a couch and a bed. And then, you know, basic kitchen necessities and stuff like that. Because I have been going room to room. I have been painting. I've been replacing doorknobs. I have been laying new floor. I've been doing, you know, all the things that need to be done to make this place more presentable. But it feels like it is taking forever because it is just me. I can only do so much at a time. And with the way my work schedule is, I have not been utilizing it correctly. I only work every other week. So I have 7 days, a 7-day run straight where I don't really have too much going on. So I would do one little project here, one little project there. And then the rest of the week I would be coasting. I would be just kind of like, I'll take care of it later. So that's my fault. And she basically let it be known to me that that investment of, oh, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to go caulk around the door and I'm going to polish this thing and I'm going to do all this various stuff. All these little things that I felt like was going to make it possible to sell this place a little faster. She's basically telling me that that's a loss. That by holding on to it, that by losing my time to it, that I'm not going to get the gains from that I feel like I am, which is probably true, but at the same time, the stuff that I've started, I need to finish. So that's where I'm at. I'm working this weekend, but I am off all next week, so I'm going to hit the ground running wide open so that I can get this stuff dealt with, so that I can get out of here. I've been overdue for a change for a long, long time, and I think that this move is just the thing that I need. It's a new start. It's a new beginning. I'm not walking around having people come up to me, talking to me about my mother every day, when all I want to do some days is not think about her so that I don't have to deal with the hurt. I don't want to have to go places and have the instantaneous memory recall of having dinner with her there, or having a funny conversation with her there, and having it sort of emotionally derail me from the path that I was on at the beginning of the day. And I'm not trying to shut out or not think about my mother completely, but I just don't want the constant reminder anymore. And I don't want the looks. The looks. The looks of pity. There is nothing more that I hate than feeling pitied. Because I'm not a victim. And I've been through a lot of things in my life, and I'm not a victim. I'm a goddamn survivor. I don't look like much, but I'm a fucking warrior. And ideally, it makes it almost unbearable to even have to go into town, because, again, every single time I have someone come up to me and stop me about her, and this has been almost a year later, and I do not fault these people. I understand she meant a lot to them. She means even more to me, but they have that conversation with me, and then they go on about their life, and they don't think about it anymore. And me, I carry it around when it happens. It would be nice just to be able to get up, go to the store, run my errands, do what I gotta do, and come home and have nobody say anything to me. And for me to be able to put my earbuds in and just listen to music and bebop around the store and, just have a good time trying to basically just live my life, And, I don't mean to sound cold, because I'm not. I mean, because not only did I love my mom, she was my North Star. Whenever I got to a point where I'm like, I don't know what to do, she was the person that I called. She was always the one. And she's everything that I'd like to be, I've said it so many times over the years that if I get to be a quarter of the woman that she was and half the nurse that she was, then I'm going to be doing great. I'll be able to do amazing things. And I mean that. But I don't want to have to worry about having that wound tore open every single day when I'm trying to let it heal, and I'm trying not to pick at it, and I'm trying not to do things that make it fester, you know, or turn into other things. Because, you know, a lot of people that are in my predicament do have a tendency to turn to unhealthy habits and things that hurt us to try to cope with pain. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I haven't had a drink in almost more than a decade now. I don't keep track of the actual years like a lot of people do, even though I do go to meetings. But I mean, ideally, I try not to think about the long term, because you can easily lose it like that. All it takes is one bad moment and one random thought to line up at the correct time, and you fall off. And I don't want that, you know. I don't want to be that person. I was a miserable human being when I drank, and I lashed out at people when I drank, and I didn't care enough about myself to even think beyond the bottle. And I don't want to be that person anymore, ever again. And I'm not that person. I haven't been that person in a long time. I have a lot to be grateful for. You know, I have a lot of things that I should be more focused on, rather than the painfulness of the things that have gone on. I mean, I should be able to leave the house and go and do things and just have joy, you know, joy in the moment. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody out there, but anyway, backtracking. Jessie Retro Reacts. She is worth the time. She is worth the money. She held a mirror up to me that I needed. And I will be reaching out to her again once I get everything straightened out and get that forward momentum going finally that I have not had. So that's what I got, guys. If you guys really want to just kind of get an idea of what's going on with you, she's the one to talk to. So there you have it. Thanks for checking in with me. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you're up north, stay warm. Y'all have a good one. Bye.